Listen, we could all use the cuteness and the magical powers of Baby Yoda in our life. And bring something special to your treat boxes, these hot chocolate bombs will. And surprisingly easy to make, are they? Hi everyone, this is Rima from Cake It To Me. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and let me show you the way. We're gonna start by melting some lime green candy wafers until they're nice and smooth. If you want to know the details of how to melt these things, I have another video linked below. Then we're going to take our mini geometric heart mold, add it to the center of each cavity, and just spread it all around the edges until the chocolate is nice and smooth. You want to add about 1 tablespoon of melted chocolate, and you want to work really fast because this chocolate will harden quickly. You can use a paintbrush or a spoon like I'm doing here to spread out the chocolate all over the edges. Also make sure that you're covering the center of the heart really well because that's the part where chocolate will be the lightest. Once you have the molds covered, you just want to take the back of a knife or an angled spatula like I have here and just give the tops a wipe so that the hearts are nice and level. Then to harden them, we're going to put them in the freezer for 10 to 20 minutes until they're completely set. In the meantime, we'll begin working on Baby Yoda's ears. For that, I'm just using a little sheet of parchment paper that I've cut out and set on a tray. Then I use the same melted candy wafers to put into a piping bag and roughly sketch out the shape of the ear. This is the way if you want more control over the shape and design of each ear. I piped out lots of different sizes and designs for his ears just because I wanted to see what would work best. In my opinion, the larger ears and the ones with the flat top edge looked the best. Then I melted some bright pink candy wafers to make the inside of his ears pink, and I put them into a piping bag and I just piped out the pink in the middle of all the ears. Then I gave the tray a little tap to even out the chocolate, and into the freezer they went for another 10 minutes to harden. After the heart molds are ready, you just want to take them out and they should come out pretty easily. If they're not coming out easily, it means that they need to go back in the freezer for a few minutes. Then it's just time to fill each of the molds with some hot cocoa powder. You can really use any milk powder that you want. I'm using a mix of strawberry and chocolate, and then I'm also adding some mini marshmallows. When the time comes to put the molds together, you just want to have more melted chocolate ready to go in a piping bag. So first I'm going to pipe a single layer of melted chocolate on the heart that has the milk powder and the marshmallows. And then I'm going to take each of the ears, put a little bit of melted chocolate and then paste it onto the sides of the heart. Then you just want to take a second chocolate shell, pipe another layer of melted chocolate around it and paste it onto the bottom layer. For both the ears and the top part, you just want to use the force and hold each piece down until it cools into place. Then if you see any gaps on the side of each heart, you can just take more melted candy, pipe it along the edges and just smooth it out. Now we can start on making the eyes. So I just rolled out some black fondant here and I took the back of a round piping tip and I started cutting out Grogu's eyes. Grogu's eyes aren't exactly round, they're a little bit oval. So once you cut the first round shape, you want to take your piping tip and cut it again so that it creates an oval eye shape. Once the eyes are cut out, they're ready to be glued on, and I'm going to glue them on with just a little bit more of the melted candy. Don't put too much or it'll ooze out, so just a very small amount, and then you can press and hold it onto his face until it hardens. You can also just pipe a small dollop directly onto the heart and then place the eyes. Next up, we have to make the youthful looking sparkle in Grogu's eyes. So for that, I'm actually using some really small eye candies, but I'm going to turn them upside down and just use the white part of the candy. So I'm adding a very small amount of melted candy using a toothpick and then adding it to the top right corner of each eye. Now all we have to do is make sure Grogu is nice and snug in his robe. So for that, I'm using some cocoa candy wafers. You can also use melted chocolate and piping it along at the bottom edge of the heart. Then what you want to do is you want to take either a toothpick or a paintbrush and just sort of roughen up the chocolate that's around his face so that it actually gives the texture of fabric. You can only see the top view here, but I did make sure to spread the chocolate a little bit lower onto the bottom of the heart. Then we can give Grogu some extra facial features, so I am just piping a little bit of extra green candy around his eyes, and I'm also giving him a nose. And just to make baby Grogu a little bit cuter, I'm just taking a little bit of maroon sparkle dust and just giving him little blush spots around his cheeks. And there you have it, the cutest little Baby Yoda hot chocolate bombs. This will be hands down the cutest treat that you'll make. You know how to enjoy a hot chocolate bomb. I'm just dropping mine into some steaming hot milk, and it's just really fun to watch hot bombs explode. I can't wait for you guys to make this for the Star Wars fan in your life to let them know Yoda won for them, and I'll see you in the next video.